Most people check their locks before going to bed. It becomes automatic. You don't even think about it anymore. But a lock only protects you from what's outside. It does nothing if someone already knows when you're alone. And worse, if they know exactly where you're going, you get scared. Nicholas was 22. He was staying at his grandmother's house for the weekend. She was out of town. He was alone. It was quiet, just him, his phone, and a show playing on his laptop. A completely normal night. Around 11 p.m., there was a knock on the door. Not loud, just enough to make him look up. At first, he didn't think much of it. Maybe a neighbor, maybe someone his grandmother forgot to mention. He walked up to the door, but didn't open it. There was no peephole. So he leaned toward the side window and looked through the blinds. That's when he heard her voice. "A woman.com? Can you help me? I'm not feeling well." She wasn't panicking. She wasn't crying. She sounded controlled. Too controlled. Nicholas looked through the gap. A woman, standing directly in front of the door, arms at her sides, just staring. Something felt wrong. He didn't open the door. "What happened?" he asked. "I'm not feeling well. Please, let me inside." Same tone, same words, like a recording. And then, he heard something else. Footsteps. Not in front of the house. On the side, right along the wall. Nicholas slowly moved to the side window. He didn't turn on the lights. He didn't even think about it. He just knew not to. He looked into the darkness. She was already there. She had moved around the house in seconds, standing right under the window, looking directly at him. From outside, she shouldn't have seen anything. The glass was black, like a mirror, but she was looking exactly where he was standing. And then she smiled, not wide, not dramatic, just a small movement, like she found something. Nicholas stepped back, grabbed his phone, called 911. While he was on the phone, she didn't leave. She started walking around the house, slowly, in circles. Footsteps on gravel, a knock on one window, then another, silence, then footsteps again, and then he heard it, the vent, near the floor. She was right above it, breathing into it, slow, steady, like she was listening to see if he was still inside. A few minutes later, everything went quiet. The police arrived at about 18 minutes later. No one was there. No footprints. Nothing. Later that night, Nicholas called his grandmother just to tell her it was okay. She paused, then said, "Oh, that's probably the same woman. She's come by a few times, but only when I wasn't home. Never once. When she was inside, no one ever found out who she was. No one ever figured out how she knew when the house was empty, and no one could explain how she knew exactly which window he would walk up to in the dark." Asterisk. Most people think they know how they're meeting online. You see photos, you read messages, you talk for days, and it feels real. But everything you know about that person is something they chose to show you. Their name, their face, their story. And if someone plans to leave from the start, then none of that is information. It's a setup. Megan was 20, first-year college student, small campus, quiet town. She had been texting a guy named Daniel for about a week. At the 20th, normal photos, normal conversations. He texted like a real person, fast replies, small jokes. He even remembered things she said. Nothing felt off. They agreed to meet at the main entrance of campus around 7 p.m. Just a simple plan. Walk to a nearby cafe. She told one friend where she was going, just in case. Not because she was scared, just habit. Everything about it felt safe. She was standing there waiting, checking her phone, looking up every few seconds. Then a car pulled up, dark gray sedan. Slow, quiet. She didn't think much of it at first, until the door unlocked. She stepped closer, looked inside, and froze. The man in the driver's seat was around 50, gray at the temples, large hands on the steering wheel, not even close to the guy in the photos. For a second, neither of them spoke. Megan didn't get in. She stayed calm. "I'm sorry. I think I got the wrong car." She started to step back, but the man smiled. Relaxed, natural. No, you're in the right place. I'm Daniel's father. He asked me to pick you up. Something came up. He'll explain everything when you get there. He didn't hesitate, didn't search for words. It sounded believable, too believable, like he had said it before, many times. Megan felt it then, that quiet pressure. Something wasn't right. "Okay, I'll just text him." She pulled out her phone, and before she even unlocked it, the man said, "His phone did about an hour ago. He told Minute to worry you. Too fast." Like he already knew what she was about to do. That was it. She turned around and walked away. Not running, just fast. Across campus, toward the lights, toward security. Her heart was beating faster now. And then she heard it. The car, following her. Slowly, not chasing, just moving alongside her. Keeping distance, matching her pace. Like it didn't need to hurry. Like it knew she would slip up eventually. Megan didn't look back. Not at first, but she could hear it. The engine, the tires, always there. She suddenly turned at between two buildings, a narrow path, where a car couldn't follow. She heard brakes, gravel a sharp turn, then silence. Too quiet. She didn't stop until she reached security. She told them everything, still trying to stay calm. They called the police, and while they were waiting, her phone buzzed. She looked down. A message? From Daniel, the same account she had been talking to all week. Her hands froze. Just one sentence. "Why did you run? My dad wouldn't hurt you." Read that again. What that actually means. That Daniel and the man in the car were never separate. The photos, the name, the entire week-off conversations. All of it, carefully built, just part of the same setup. And when it failed, they didn't disappear. They reached out again, like they expected she might still come back. The account was deleted same night. The phone number was fake. No records, no trace. The police filed a report, and that was it. But Megan still has stopped message. She never deleted it, because it's the only proof that the person she was talking to was never real. Asterisk. There are things you don't want to find in an empty building at night. But there's something worse. When you find something, and it moves between your visits. Not gone, not replaced. The exact same thing, just somewhere else. And then you start wondering how many times it has already moved before you noticed. Victor was 28. He worked night shifts as a janitor in a middle school for 2 years. He knew that building better than most people who worked there. Every sound, every hallway, the third stair that creaks, the flickering light at the end of the left corridor, the cold air near the old vent. It was his space. He wasn't afraid of it. At least, not before that. The basement. A storage room. Boiler pipes. Old wiring. In the corner, behind the boiler, there had always been broken desks. Old equipment. Things no one used anymore. He cleaned there every Wednesday. Same routine. Same bath. Same order. Until as it always had. Clean, empty. Victor showed him the vent. The coworker looked at it, then said something. That didn't make sense. That vent had been sealed shut for years. Welded. No access from above. No access from inside. Nothing could have been there. Victor didn't go back down there alone again. No one knows what was moving above him. No one knows where the cloth went, and no one ever found out what was underneath it. And maybe that's the worst part, because whatever was under that cloth was there long enough to move more than once.